We are indeed with the 8-time national champion, Irina Krush. Irina, first of all, congratulations. It felt like you were getting so close each and every game to that victory, but it was just so elusive. Did you feel that way as well?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was pretty depressing to go 3 games without a decisive result. And this is my first time earning the right to see you guys in the studio. So I'm pretty happy about that. And of course, the way the tournament started, I don't think I've ever had a U.S. championship start like that without, 3 games without a win. It was quite disappointing. I mean, I was definitely so close. I had good positions in all the games. And I mean, against Sabina, it was like almost there. And then such a promising position against Megan Lee after the exchange sack. And even that kind of escaped me when she found the draw in the king and pawn endgame.
Even with Tatev in the first round, you had a better position, maybe a bit worse after that, and it finally ended in a draw. Is it something about the length of the event that makes players, let's say, play a bit more conservative?
Well, the thing is, I'm not playing very conservatively. I'm just actually, like even yesterday, I had like a pretty safe option to trade queens out of the opening, and I was like, well, that's perfectly fine from a chess point of view, but I chose to keep the queens on the board, keep my king in the center, and obviously a lot more risky. So I wouldn't say that I'm actually playing particularly conservatively, but I just didn't capitalize on those advantages I had. And yeah, I mean, it feels really good to get that win, to play like a pretty clean game.
Let's go through the game actually and take us through the opening phase.
Yeah, so she always plays the Nimzo, so this opening is not a huge surprise, although it might be one of our first Nimzos against each other. Like, I don't think I've ever played into the Nimzo against her.
Sorry to interrupt. I do think we have a result. Wesley So has won his game against Sam Shanklin. Let's continue.
Yeah. So Wesley, is that another person who's getting a win for the first time today?
It is.
Defending champion.
Yeah. And okay, so she played this b6 line. I think, this first part, it was kind of obvious that it was my preparation, right? Because I played quite quickly.
Absolutely. A3, bishop e7.
Yeah.
Knight to f4, and we don't want to go too much into the details of the opening phase. Queen to g4.
Yeah. Queen to d7, I mean, yeah, that's kind of the idea that black will eventually have to do. So the position looks very aggressive, right, when white starts pushing these pawns. But in fact, it's the queen trade is almost inevitable. It's only a question of like in which, should she do like another move here or do it right away? So she played very naturally. I'll tell you like what was the key moment. We'll keep going.
Sure.
Yeah, so I have this plan of trading the bishops. Here I was wondering, I was like, should I move my knight away, or should I go just for this knight c to e2?
Allow the trade of knights, one pair of knights at least.
And so when I played bishop a3, and then she took, and I thought, okay, I got what I wanted, but I was like, wow, this is not so simple, because she's actually pretty close to playing the move c5, right? I mean, she has to go like rook fd8, which is what she did, right? And so this was pretty much the most challenging moment of the game, I think, for me. Right, interesting, because I was going to say, because I have a5, I have b4, and I have king e2. Like, all these moves are possible. And ultimately, I chose king e2, thinking that, she has so many plans in this position, right? One of her plans is a5, the other plan is knight f8, knight e6, and the other plan is king f8, king e7 to d6. So I kind of just wanted to give her a chance to choose a plan, and I thought my king on e2 would be, like for now, let's wait. Although, yeah, I mean, it's true that if she plays a5, actually, I lose these ideas of playing a5 or b4, right? So maybe she should have done that. But once she didn't, so she went for the knight f8 plan, and somehow, like b4 turned out to be quite good. I was happy with this position with the queen side majority. Yeah, I see the computer's edge is not so big, but certainly, my king is better, my pawn structure is better.
And she has to be extremely precise.
Yeah, she has to be very precise. After knight e6, knight d3, okay, well, here was the key moment. Yeah, she had to play f6, right?
Did you see this move?
Yeah, she can't let my knight into c6, because actually when I was playing knight d3, I was like calculating all these lines where she plays d4, c4, because it's quite critical, but I realized it just doesn't work. Like, the pawns don't really go anywhere, and the knight on c6 is so strong. And the final moment, I'll just show you.
And this is what happened in the game.
Yeah, this was the final moment. I was like deciding where to put my king. Should I go to f3 so that there's not any knight c5, or should I go to d2, allowing knight c5, and then playing f3? And basically, I mean, it's kind of like a beautiful position here, because the king is so good on d2. And when she, let's say she plays something like rook e8, right?
Right.
So I go rook c1, and all of my pieces are just on perfect squares, like the pawns are about to go, and okay, knight b3 doesn't work because of this kind of important forcing line.
Very nice.
Yeah. King f8, knight c8, b2, rook b1, rook c8, and rook b2, like everything is in the perfect position for a5, b6. So that was kind of the last critical line of the game.
She played rook to d7.
Yeah, and then you just pick up the pawns.
And this was smooth sailing for you, Irina. Irina, congratulations, a big victory for you. How are you feeling about the tournament? How are you feeling about your chances?
Much better. You know, I really just needed to win a game just to get that taste of victory and just to get that confidence. And I also feel like in general I'm playing, better game after game. So the first game was a bit shaky, definitely against Tatev. But I feel like as long as you keep playing well, like eventually you should get the points. So this was an important game for me.
Guys?
Wonderful. Congratulations, Irina. Definitely the sun shines a little bit brighter after victory. Ice cream tastes much better as well. The results, and they're coming in